Why did this specialized predator exclusively inhabit the arid deserts of Central Asia 73 million years ago? How did fossilized quill knobs prove that its feathered forelimbs served strictly for warmth instead of powered flight? What precise biomechanical advantage allowed a single retractable toe claw to slash through flesh during rapid chases? Did the preserved skeletal remains reveal exactly how a relentless hunter became fatally trapped while attacking a horned herbivore? Could a much larger tyrannosaurid truly dominate this agile carnivore through sheer mass and devastating crushing bite force? Why do modern avian skeletal structures share nearly identical wrist bones and fused chest plates with this ancient predator? Don't miss what comes next in this story. Watch to the very end.
Shifting dunes and intermittent streams once hosted a swift, feathered predator. I'm Jonny Dony, and this channel delivers dinosaur documentaries grounded in real paleontological science. Today, we follow the Velociraptor in When the Sickle Claw Fell. Monetization here has grown unpredictable lately, so the channel relies on direct viewer support to keep going. Becoming a sponsor on Patreon ensures every contribution helps produce the next film, link below. Please like and subscribe to follow every new release. Now, let's step into the ancient floodplain.
When the Sickle Claw fell, extinction is not an end, but a transformation. Stephen Jay Gould. Cretaceous Floodplain. Shifting sands define the Jodokta Formation across Central Asia, roughly 75 to 71 million years ago. This late Cretaceous floodplain baked under a distinctly warm and highly arid climate. Intermittent streams carved shallow channels through the dry, shifting dunes. Sparse vegetation clings to the dry soil. Conifers and horsetails dominate the riparian zones, while early flowering plants spread across the open ground. A small synapsid scurries beneath the low branches, foraging for seeds in the shifting afternoon shade. Across the dunes, a female builds an open nest in the warm sand. She carefully arranges her clutch of eggs, relying on her own body heat and the sun-warmed sand to incubate them. Her parental care ensures the hatchlings survive the harsh environment. Adults reach 1.8 meters in length, weighing up to 45 kilograms. They patrol the Bayan-Mandehu Formation, their lightweight bodies perfectly adapted to the terrain. Above them, a contemporary pterosaur glides on thermal updrafts, casting a fleeting shadow over the dunes. The complex geology of the basin preserves a rich ecosystem. A pier theropod silhouette passes quietly at the distant horizon, navigating the scrubland. This shared landscape demands constant vigilance from every creature, balancing the fragile food web of the arid plains. Seasonal droughts periodically contract the available water sources, testing the resilience of this entire ecosystem. For 4 million years, these shifting sands and dry riverbeds dictate the rhythm of survival. The floodplain endures, cycling through wet and dry phases in an ancient geological rhythm. This chapter reveals how seasonal droughts dictated survival across the Jodokta floodplain. We rely on your observations of these harsh conditions. Post your analysis in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe. The next chapter examines the bipedal hunter's biomechanical mastery.
Bipedal species. The bipedal species moves across the dunes with fluid, measured grace. An adult reaches nearly 2 meters long and weighs just 15 kilograms. This lightweight body plan allows rapid directional shifts across the dry Jadocta Formation and shifting sand dunes. A small mammal, Zalamdalestes, quickly scurries past the resting hunter. The narrow skull houses a relatively large brain, facilitating complex sensory processing across the dry, open basin. This keen awareness tracks every faint rustle in the sparse, dry desert vegetation. The long tail, stiffened by ossified tendons, provides essential balance during swift directional turns. In the distance, a browsing Saurolophus shifts its massive weight among the conifers. The bipedal hunter ignores the giant, focusing instead on smaller, much faster quarry. Bony quill knobs on the forearm and feathered relatives confirm Velociraptor had feathers. These plumage structures serve for insulation and display, not flight. The swift thief utilizes this plumage for vital thermoregulation and visual signaling across the harsh, dry landscape. The hunter now accelerates, its stiffened tail acting as a dynamic counterweight. Rapid turns carve deep arcs into the loose sand while maintaining perfect equilibrium. This biomechanical mastery defines the species as a truly formidable and highly agile terrestrial hunter. Pausing at the crest of a dune, the bipedal hunter surveys the basin. Its lightweight frame casts a long shadow over the ferns. With a sudden burst of speed, it vanishes into the scrub, a perfect expression of its nature. Could this feathered hunter truly maintain perfect balance while executing rapid turns? We examined how ossified tail tendons and lightweight frames enabled such precision. Comment on which adaptation impresses you most. Like and subscribe. The next chapter reveals the lethal Sickle Claw strike.
Sickle Claw. The second toe bears an enlarged, sickle-shaped claw measuring nearly 7 centimeters along its curved edge. Held retracted above the ground, this specialized bone remains razor-sharp. It is the defining anatomical weapon of this swift predator, built for precise, downward slashing strikes. A half-moon-shaped wrist bone allows the forelimbs to fold inward tightly against the chest cavity. This specialized joint structure enables a highly coordinated grappling technique. The predator pins struggling prey securely while delivering deep slicing wounds with its powerful hind legs. Ossified tendons stiffen the long tail into a rigid, dynamic counterbalance. This vital anatomical adaptation provides crucial stability during rapid, high-speed, directional changes across the sand. The predator navigates the shifting dunes with fluid agility, keeping its lethal toes elevated. Beneath the sparse conifers, a small mammal named Zalamdalestes scurries through the dry sand. Measuring barely 20 centimeters long, it forages for insects. The predator's keen eyes track the tiny movement, demonstrating the acute sensory processing of its large brain. At an intermittent stream, a contemporary crocodilian Telmosaurus rests on the muddy bank. Its heavy armor contrasts sharply with the lightweight frame of the approaching theropod. The predator ignores the large reptile, focusing instead on the agile strike required for its own survival. Launching forward, the predator leaps and folds its arms to grapple the fleeing lizard. The sickle claw swings downward in a lethal arc, pinning the prey instantly. This perfect fusion of bone and muscle secures the meal in the arid basin. While earlier chapters covered habitat and body size, this chapter reveals the precise mechanics of its lethal strike. We documented how bone and muscle combine to secure prey. Subscribe and like for more research. Chapter 4 shows rival confrontations.
Predator combat. Two rivals engage in combat over a dried stream bed. Each carries 15 kilograms of muscle and nearly 2 meters in length. They lock their curved digits and push, the stronger male driving the other backward until the loser yields the sandy ground. The famous fighting dinosaurs specimen shows this predator locked in combat with Protoceratops, proving active predation on small ceratopsians. The herbivore clamps down on the predator's forelimb, even as the sickle claw finds its throat. The two locked in a mutual death struggle, preserved forever in the ancient Gobi Basin. A terrestrial crocodilian, Telmosaurus, lunges from the dry scrub toward the hunter. The dromaeosaur leaps sideways, bringing its sickle talon down in a rapid strike that forces the reptile to retreat, leaving the agile victor unharmed beside the dunes. A larger tyrannosaurid, Alioramus, measuring 6 meters in length, charges mid-stride to steal the meal. The smaller rival wrenches free from the carcass and sprints away, relying on pure speed to escape the crushing bite force of this larger carnivorous theropod. Another fierce competitor approaches, seeking to claim the freshly abandoned kill. The original hunter pivots and delivers a heavy shoulder barge, the impact knocking the intruder off balance and driving it back through the sparse cycads to settle the dispute. Here, a burrowing mammal, Cryptobata, suddenly darts across the sand to snatch a fallen scrap. The predator strikes with a swift downward thrust of its foot, driving the tiny creature back into its burrow and standing victorious as the sun sets. We just witnessed the fighting dinosaurs, fossil-proving lethal combat between predator and prey. This confrontation sets the stage for our final ecological crisis. Like and subscribe to follow our complete investigation. The next chapter reveals the catastrophic extinction that ended their reign forever.
Apex extinction. The swift thief rules the shifting dunes, a 15-kilogram master of agility and speed. Yet, the ground trembles as a giant tyrannosaurid approaches. This larger contemporary theropod brings overwhelming bite force, challenging the smaller stalker's absolute control over the arid basin. The massive antagonist claims the dried stream bed, its heavy footsteps scattering a nearby contemporary archosaur group. Outmatched in sheer mass, the smaller dromaeosaurid relies on rapid evasion. It yields the prime sector, vanishing into the sparse scrub to survive the deadly encounter. Seasonal droughts contract the remaining moisture sources, shrinking the available open grounds. The genus persisted for a remarkably brief evolutionary window before declining. Now, accelerating climate fluctuations alter resource availability, stressing the population stability across the rapidly diminishing, harsh landscape. Even the most dominant individuals struggle as the basin turns entirely barren. A pure pterosaur circles the empty sky above, searching for carrion. The swift thief's unparalleled agility offers no defense against a collapsing food web and total ecological failure. And a merciless dry season fractures the cracked floodplain, signaling the terminal decline of these last populations. Choking dust storms scour the dying scrub, silencing the final surviving groups. This slow ecological unraveling erases the intricate balance of their world over a few desperate generations. A parched, resource-starved basin soon overwhelms the region, choking the final remnants of the population. Ecological collapse claims the swift thief, ending its brief reign roughly 71 million years ago, millions of years before the asteroid ever fell. Only the buried dunes remain to tell the story of this small hunter's ultimate tragic demise. Relentless drought and ecological collapse erased this small predator millions of years before the asteroid fell. We can trace this final ecological collapse through the fossil record. Share your perspective on this extinction event below. Hit like and subscribe. The next chapter reveals the direct anatomical link to modern birds.
Bird lineage. The half-moon carpal joint folds inward. This allows the arm to tuck tightly against the chest. Such a precise skeletal mechanism perfectly mirrors the complex flight stroke of a modern bird, anchoring the swift thief firmly within the ancient dromaeosaurid lineage. Beneath the ribs, a furcula and a sturdy sternum anchor powerful flight muscles. These specific skeletal features confirm a deep evolutionary relationship with modern birds. This proves the agile predator shares a direct anatomical heritage with today's flying avian descendants. A final, isolated individual succumbs to the shifting sands, its body collapsing near a dry wash. Scavengers gather briefly, but the relentless dunes quickly bury the fallen carcass. This seals the delicate remains deep within the Jadocta sediment for future recovery. Over countless centuries, groundwater minerals replace the organic tissue, turning the frame into solid stone. This remarkable fossil preserves the exact posture of the animal. It locks unique anatomical secrets into the rock, to be read by future generations of paleontology. Excavators eventually recover this pristine bone bed, carefully brushing away the matrix to reveal the truth. The articulated remains show no signs of a larger contemporary theropod attack. This confirms the small hunter died and was buried intact in its own territory. Today, a small sparrow hops across the very dunes where this predator once stalked. The living descendant carries the exact same wishbone and wrist structure. This proves that the swift thief never truly vanished, but simply took to the open skies. Our exploration of the Velociraptor lineage concludes with this final fossil discovery. We have traced how its wishbone and wrist structure directly connect to modern birds. Subscribe and like to support our channel's ongoing paleontological research. Explore our other videos to continue uncovering prehistoric evolutionary stories.
When the Sickle Claw fell closes now, and I'm Jonny Dony. Together we traced the swift steps of Velociraptor across ancient Asian floodplains, witnessing how specialized anatomy shaped survival in harsh climates. Please subscribe and comment which hunting strategy amazed you most about these agile predators. If you want every new film before the public release, join my Patreon community for early dinosaur documentaries, link below. Deep gratitude flows to my sponsors and channel members whose steady support funds every research hour. In just a few seconds, 2 new dinosaur documentaries will appear on your screen. Choose your next journey and keep exploring the ancient world with me.